that I wanted to try for a long time, and before I did a video for you guys showing you how to use it and whether I liked it or I didn't like it, I wanted to try it out for myself. So I have given it the try and I highly recommend it and want to show you everything that I know about it. This is called Jasco Mask and Peel. It's available at any hardware store, at least big box hardware stores locally. And what it's meant to do is to act instead of painter's tape. It's basically a sub for painter's tape. So in a case where you have a lot of windows, like I have here front and back where I'm painting both sides, it's a lot of painter's tape. And of course, as you probably know, painter's tape can be pretty inaccurate as far as the lines it creates when it's all said and done. And so, so I wanted to try this product that promises basically to do the same thing as masking tape in a neater fashion. Here he comes again. Teddy, you can't keep passing by. The way you use it is super, super simple. It's just like painting something on. What you want to do is to make sure you get a really thick layer. That's very, very important, because ultimately what you're going to do is to take a box blade, go all the way around the area, and then peel it off. So if it's too thin of a layer, it makes it very difficult to get off. So be really liberal with your use here. And make sure you get it on really good. Ideally, you'll lay your project flat so that you don't have it possibly dripping or catching any drip marks coming down, and that would also create thin areas possibly. But I'm just going to show you how thick to put it on. Like I said, ideally you have it in some sort of flat area, but if you can't do it flat, then you should be able to do it vertical like this as well. Also, just because I know someone's going to ask me, the color of this door is Sherwin-Williams' favorite jeans is what it's called. All right, so you can see here, it's almost the texture of a white glue, essentially. You take a regular paintbrush, dip it in, and then just paint it on. Now, you don't have to be super particular about how you get it on here, because you can paint over it and it's not gonna peel off. So basically, you can be a little messy with it and get it on the edges if you want. And if you are going to be using a brush to paint your project, you don't have to paint the whole window. But I sprayed my project, and so I wanted to make sure the whole window was covered so that I didn't have to scrape later. So you just go in here, like this. And see how this is a little thin here? I'm gonna go back and just like get it on there real good. Uh-oh. But like I said, you don't have to be neat with it. Just make sure you get really good coverage. Okay, so that's all you have to do. This is a water-based product, so you can wash your brush with water soap and warm water, and it will clean your brush for your next use. So that pretty much does that. You let it dry. I actually let mine dry for 2 or 3 weeks. You don't have to wait that long, but I do think that the longer it's able to cure, the better it is and the easier it is to peel off. But that's not the directions. I think the direction says 24 to 36 hours maybe, or something like that. So, all right, so once we're done with that, you just let it dry, and then you're gonna paint. Do your painting once this is dry, right? Then once your painting is done, then you can cut this stuff off, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. Which panel should I use? I'm gonna use this one right here in the center. And you wanna make sure that you're just cutting right up to the area. Like I said, this is supposed to act as painter's tape, so you're just going to go right up to where you would have put that painter's tape if you had been using it. Apply some good pressure, make sure you're getting all the way through that Jasco, and you can see right here in the corner, I'm going to kind of lift it a little bit. My kids call this satisfying, because it really is, where you can just peel something off. It's like the most fun thing. And that's it. That is absolutely it. I'm going to cut a little more here. There you go. That is it, guys. That's as easy as it gets. To me, it's worth the wait for this to dry, to not have to tape every single window. This is a total of 18 windows, front and back. It's 9 windows, but if you multiply, both sides, it's just a lot of painter's tape. And I was actually using this as a practice for another set of doors I'm going to be doing later on. I love how the product works. I would highly recommend it to anybody. Like I said, this is in the paint section of your hardware store. It's called Jasco Mask and Peel. Go get some. You will not regret it.